Hi, DeVante. As you think back to your time with Adam, obviously you'll see him on the opposing sideline. Do you have good feelings about it? Just, thoughts of working with him during the time that you guys worked together?
I said my time with him was pretty good. That little situation that happened, but, that's in the past. But I'm just focused on our team right now and what we got going on.
Safin?
Fonte, what's up, man? I wanted to ask you, how do you guys feel the early starts to the games, especially in Jacksonville and San Francisco, have helped you guys kind of come out with those wins? How have those early starts helped you guys?
I said it helped out a lot. Just coming out fast, that just puts fear in the defenses and just put the tub back behind them, man. We just got to keep that up, keep it going. We'll be fine.
Adam?
Hey, DeVante, the Dolphins are one of a number of teams that are calling about Le'Veon Bell, who's a free agent. If he would end up in Miami, what would he add to the team? What do you know about him as a player?
Yeah, I know he's a good player, but like I said before, I'm just focused on our team and what we got going on. I'm not too concerned about any of the other stuff.
Joe?
Hey, DeVante, it's good to see you. I know the game was a few days ago, but I wanted to ask you about the one play where it was, I believe, 3rd and goal from the 22. And if I remember correctly, Ryan threw you a touchdown pass. That's correct, right?
Yes.
It's not very often where a coach or a play caller or a quarterback kind of goes for the touchdown on 3rd and 22. What do you remember about that situation, and if Ryan said anything like he was gonna throw it to you?
Yeah, I just remember getting lined up. Fitz is telling me as I'm going past him, just run the goal. That's all right. I got you. And then I ran it, and it turned out pretty good.
Hal?
DeVante, how would you assess this team's the way it has been built for a long-term success compared to when you first arrived here?
I just say, coaches just, putting us in the right situation, to make plays, and we're making them. This is the biggest thing we're doing right now. We just got to keep that up.
Travis?
Hey, DeVante, earlier this summer, you had mentioned that one of the things you were working on in your game to try to take it to the next level was rounding out the route tree, like comebacks and stuff like that. I'm just curious if you have an update for us on how you feel you've progressed in that area.
Yeah, I said that the last game we just played, I think I had a one against the Seahawks. I think I had a pretty good comeback, so I'll say it's looking pretty good as of right now.
We'll take 2 more. Safin?
DeVante, you mentioned, the coaches are putting you guys in good positions here to have some success. After the 49ers win, do you kind of sense that the tide is probably starting to turn for you guys, both, in all 3 phases, for the betterment of the season?
If we keep coming out and playing how we're playing, there's going to be some good stuff to see from this team.
Last one, Joe?
DeVante, with the locker room being, different this year, I'm not allowed to observe things like whether or not you have hung out at all with the 3 rookie offensive linemen. Obviously, you've gotten to know them on the field. They all seem to be pretty good. Just collectively, what have been your observations about the 3 rookie offensive linemen and how they handle themselves?
They're all doing a great job right now, holding their own out there, and it's a big part of our passing game that we're having right now, and I know they'll keep that up.
Ted, hey, how you doing?
Hi, how you doing, Adam?
Real good. So Zach Sieler, is that how you pronounce his last name? I always mess it up.
It is Sieler, yes, it is.
Sieler. How much did you know about him coming in, and what have you learned about him since, and what's it been like practicing against him?
Well, I remember last year preparing for the last game of the season. They had this guy who kind of came in mid-year who was playing really well and plays with really high effort, and he's continued that this season. He's been very productive, and he's a great teammate and a great guy, and I'm really excited for him. I'm rooting for him to continue the way he's been playing.
Travis?
Hey, Ted, good to see you again, man. My question for you was about the two coaches in the offensive line room with Steve Marshall and Lem. I'll go ahead and abbreviate it because I don't want to mispronounce it. I just wanted to get your perspective as far as how those two guys balance each other and having both Coach Marshall's experience, but also Lem's playing experience and how those two guys work together in that room.
Yeah, I mean, collectively, we have coaches in the room with a lot of NFL experience, and I think it's serving us very well, especially having a young O-line. I think it's a testament to how hard these young guys are working, and E-Flow and Jesse and I and all the vets too. I think we have a really good room and really excited, but we got to keep preparing like we have been and going and putting out our best performances when it counts the most.
Joe?
Hey, Teddy, good to see you. We've asked you so much about Austin and Solomon because they've been playing. And thanks for kind of being like the veteran spokesman and filling us in. I appreciate it. So Hunt makes his, first start. What did you notice about how he, approached things and handled himself during the game?
Well, I thought he did an excellent job. I mean, obviously we went out there and scored 40 points. We're not going to be able to do that without a right tackle doing his job. And, I thought it was great. Anytime you go into your first NFL start, it could, it could be, I guess, too big for some guys, but not for Rob Hunt. He came out there and played it, really, really, really well. And we're going to, need him to continue to play really well, moving forward.
Salvin?
Hey, Ted, you mentioned or you referred to the Dolphins Patriots game at the end of last season earlier. I wanted to ask, what does it feel like now for you being on this side of the Dolphins and their franchise reboot? What is it like 5 games in? Do you feel like a tide is maybe starting to turn with you guys this season? And what do you think about Flo and everything he's kind of implementing onto the team?
Well, we're a day at a time. Winning last week was a good start, but we gotta take care of business this week. Then we got to bye. I'm having a lot of fun. I love all the guys in this team. It's been a great start to the year. Obviously left a few things out in a couple of the early games, but we're gonna continue to work our hardest and prepare, and then go out there on Sundays. And that's the only way to turn any tide is to go out there and perform your best on Sunday. So that's what I'm focused on every day.
Al?
Hi, Ted. Sort of along those same lines as what you just mentioned. You've been part of an organization that knows how to build for success, not just for this Sunday, but for the long term. What do you see in the program that's put together here in Miami that might give you confidence that there's success built for the long term here?
Well, I think it comes down to the guys we have in the locker room, and we have guys that work hard and want to do things right and care about each other and hold each other accountable and, genuinely enjoy playing the game of football. And, it's a pleasure to come to work every day with guys in this locker room, many, many close friends. And we get competitive and, we want to do our best for each other. And so, hopefully, you've seen a little bit of that on the field these past couple of weeks, but we got to keep showing that and emphasizing, that part of the game.
Cam?
Hey, Ted, I guess, you weren't here, I guess, last year, but now you're getting to see up close maybe, how it's like playing with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I want to ask, what's it like in the huddle or on the field when he's on like he is?
It's extraordinary. He's an extraordinary man. I am very fortunate to be able to, suit up with him. And, I do love it when he can turn a 3rd and 8 scramble into a first down. That is that's a luxury as an O-lineman. So it's been a lot of fun playing, and I've learned so much from him already, and I continue to learn, every single day. And, as we grow and continue to, create continuity and comfortability with each other.
Alan?
Hey, Ted, how are you?
Great, Alan. How you doing?
Now, so what have you noticed in terms of personalities, if there's a common trait among the 3 guys that the aforementioned Ryan affectionately calls the knucklehead rookies, Hunt, Kindley, and Jackson?
Great men that want to do the right things, that are eager to learn and I guess egoless in trying to, get better. Obviously, a very, very talented group, all highly drafted, and guys that came in and just want to listen and work and do the right thing and help the team win in any way they can.
Travis?
Hey, Ted, wanted to ask you about a matchup this weekend with Quinnen Williams. He was once the number 3 pick in the draft, and right now he's top 10 in both ESPN's pass rush win rate and run stop win rate. Just want to ask you about the challenges he presents for you on the interior offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, starting with him, but the entire Jets, front seven poses a significant challenge to us as an O-line, and we're going out there and working hard, and we're going to have to be at our best. And a lot of guys, talk about guys like Steve McClendon. They got Franklin Myers, guys all over the place that are really good. Shepard, Fadukasi, their whole D line is formidable, and we're going to have to be at our best and playing at our top level Sunday at 4 p.m.
We'll take one more, Joe.
Teddy, Le'Veon Bell is a free agent. Just generally, what do you think of his talent and his skill?
Well, I think he's been a great player for a long time in the league. I don't know anything about the situation that, he had up in New York, but wish him the best. I never like to see anyone lose their job in this league. So I'm wishing him the best. I know he's a very talented player, and I'm sure he can help, an NFL franchise win some games.
Hey, Solomon, it's good to see you. I want to ask you about your strong offensive line play alongside your buddy Robert Hunt. But first, we just found out moments ago that Zach Sieler, number 92, defensive lineman, he lives in an RV. Did you know this?
I had no.
What do you think? Do you want to go visit?
Yeah, I had no clue. I would love to go visit and see how he's living and see how it is, because I always seen him growing up, but I never really knew nobody stayed inside him. I thought they just traveled with him and everything. So I never knew that.
Joe, your football question?
I'm just thrown off by the Zach Sieler story. It's great stuff. But what was it like? And thanks for leaving the mic open, Brett. I appreciate it. What was it like having, your fellow rookie Robert Hunt right next to you all game?
It feels good. We're both blessed for the opportunity to be able to come play football. And then I only play football, play at the highest level that we always dreamed about. So, we just have fun because we practice the way we do, and our mindset stays the same throughout everything that we do. So it was just fun playing on the field with them.
Josh?
Solomon, I want to build on Joe's question, but first, are the media, are we allowed to call you your nickname? I think it's a pretty cool nickname, Big Fish.
Yeah, you can call me the nickname. You can call me Big Fish.
All right, Big Fish. So did when you're out there on the line this past Sunday with Rob, you're only a few games in, but were there any points in the huddle or when you're going up to the line where I don't know, like maybe you offered him a word of advice or anything just because that was his first game?
Throughout the whole week, we always talk to each other, even if he wasn't playing, as in if anybody goes down, he got to step up and get in. So we always talk to each other about this assignment, how these safeties look, how this defensive line rotate. And, pretty much like throughout the week, we look at film and we do small stuff with each other at home. Like we got tests that we do throughout the week, look at film throughout the whole week so we can get comfortable and the game could be slowed by the time we get there Sunday.
Solomon?
You said at home, I wanted to ask if you and Rob Hunt lived together, but I guess the real question there for me is also, with you guys kind of next to each other on the right side of the line, is there any point where you kind of looked at him or kind of thought, man, this is the future. This is what, we're supposed to be doing here. We're here with the Dolphins.
I mean, I can't control that. I'm just playing football. If we keep playing good, the sky's the limit for us, and we're just going to keep playing, being humble and keep doing the things that the Miami Dolphins brought us in to do. So, but yeah, that's my guy. That's my boy, and I love playing with him.
Travis?
Solomon, some of my favorite offensive line breakdown people on social media and whatnot like to talk about the way you punish jumpers and the way you finish your blocks and drive guys to the ground. I'm curious where you developed that mindset and that mentality and how you've been able to take that over now from your college career into the pros.
Pretty much me growing up, my history, how I came up and how I lived, it just puts me in the position that I am, how I am today. I always want to finish. I always want to drive. So that just what I take it from real life until on the football field, because it's real life. So I never want to be one of the persons that coach can pick out. He's slacking, he's missing this block, or he's not doing this because he didn't give enough effort. That's my biggest critic of ever. That's like my biggest critic ever. I never want to do that. So I make sure anything I do, I finish to 100%.
Barry?
Hi, Solomon. To your knowledge, have you or Austin or Rob gotten any trash talking from defensive linemen during games? Has anyone said anything, like something, rook, something like that? Have you got any of that?
Not that I remember. I've been playing against Buffalo. A few, I don't know who it was, but somebody said, "Get after the rookie." You typical when the rookie's playing football. But other than that, nothing really.
Joe?
Solomon, was it in the movie The Blind Side? I think that's what it was called, where Laramie Tunsil ran the opposing player backwards, like 50 yards down the field. I feel like you and Robert have a contest to see who pushed the opposing guy the furthest down the field. Is there something?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, me and Rob, his first game, we was me and the assistant coach, Coach Lim, we was we're going to see who's going to get the most knockdowns, who's going to get the most pancakes. And, that's like a good goal between your partner next to you, because if I'm trying to do my best and he's trying to do his best, I mean, everybody's base is going to keep going up. So I love that. I love that competition with him. So.
Everybody, Safi, go ahead.
Yeah, Big Fish, Mr. Big Fish. What can this offensive line be, man? What do you think the vision here is, and what do you think you guys can do on the field as you get more time to kind of develop?
Like I said, our group, we're a bunch of humble, hardworking people, and if we keep doing that, we keep our head on straight and staying focused. The sky's the limit. Keep God first. Everything else will come as it's supposed to.
Joe?
I just want to clarify, Solomon. I made a mistake. It wasn't Laramie Tunsil. It was Michael Orr.
Michael Orr, yeah.
Orr also played at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually seen the movie or no?
Oh, yeah. I love The Blind Side.
All right. Right.
My little brother, Chris Kinley, I call him the little guy, HJ. That's definitely we definitely like The Blind Side. We used to always think that we was The Blind Side growing up our whole life.
Hey, Zach, it's good to meet you. I don't think I've chatted with you yet. How's year 2, I guess 1.5 with the Dolphins been? How's your progress as a player been? I think we talked a few weeks back. You keep making these splash plays.
It's progress. What was the question again?
Just how would you say your season's coming along, and what has impressed you most about what you've done?
Well, for me, it's just kind of learning the new ways and the new team that was the end of last year, and then going into this year, and just kind of progressing and learning how to use the scheme to my advantage each week.
Go ahead again.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to raise my hand, but I wanted to get into a little bit about your backstory. I know you talked about it when you were in Baltimore some, but it's a pretty remarkable story. 75 pounds, is that what you put on at Ferris State? Did you have any scholarship offers at all?
No. I walked on to Ferris State. I was 220 freshman year and 217 going into my second year. And then by the time I left, I think I was 295.
Travis?
All right, thank you, Brett. Hey, Zach, this is your first time getting a chance to see the New York Jets as a member of the Dolphins. I'm just curious if there's been any extra hype around the game since it's such a big rival for the Miami Dolphins.
I mean, it's a division game, so we got to play just like any other week, but we're ready to go. We're preparing just like we do every week. We're excited.
Adam?
Yeah, getting back to your story a little bit. Sorry, we keep jumping around. Was there someone in your past that kind of kept you motivated, focused, believing that this one day would be a possibility? Because, I mean, I'm not a mathematician. Like the odds were 1 billion to 1 that you right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was the first one drafted from my college, actually. So I think this fall of my freshman year of college, true freshman year, wasn't playing, whatever. 2 more walk-ons came on for spring ball, and we became really close. We said, let's just get after it in the weight room. We didn't have a strength coach. We didn't have a nutritionist. we kind of just got into the weight room and just kind of watched YouTube videos and learned how to lift and get bigger and go from there. I mean, so I think between my 1 year, I put on like 30, 40 pounds. I was up to 240, 250 by fall or spring of my second year. So yeah, there was a handful of guys. We were called as the misfits, just a bunch of random dudes that we would just go down there, and our gym had no windows, no like AC, or it was just in the middle. We called it a dungeon. So we just go there and we took pride in it.
Joe?
Hey, Zach, good to see you. I've seen you play inside and out, especially with God out. Tell me about the approach that you take to your assignment when you're inside versus out.
Obviously, things happen faster when you get down low, the closer you get to the center. But for me, it's just wherever I'm at, preparing wise, and 3-tech, nose guard, zero shade, outside, is just making sure I look at the player across from me, as in the offensive line I'm going against, and learning their keys. So not just focusing on one guy, but focus on all 5 of them. So I'm ready for whatever happens and whatever the game may call for.
Travis?
Hey, Zach, we just had Ted Karras a minute ago, and he talked about the players on the team genuinely being excited for other guys when they make a play. And I noticed that watching the broadcast copy with guys just losing their minds every time you make a big play. I'm curious where that comes from and how that starts for a team where they get so excited for one another and really care about each other like that.
I guess it kind of comes from the top down. I mean, the coaches preach family, and they preach be excited for anybody, because, someone makes a good play, that might give you an opportunity later on in the game for you to make a big play. So for us, it's an excitement. We're going through this together. We're the team, we're family, and just keep grinding and keep celebrating those big plays.
Joe?
Zach, since you're a rival down here in South Florida, have you learned at all if there was like a connection or a reason or a person who, decided to bring you here?
Really, no, I don't know. No, I couldn't tell you that. I just know agent called me 420, for whatever, that one day. He's like, hey, you're going to Miami. So showed up down here and did what I do.
Adam?
Have you put down roots here? I mean, it seems like if you're kind of like transient life, you're a 7th round pick, waiver wire guy, I believe. Do you have an apartment? I mean, how does it work? And you certainly are part of the team's plans now, but you couldn't have known that going into the season.
Y'all are going to laugh, but I actually stay in an RV during the seasons. I've done this for 2 years now.
Okay, all right. You have to talk about that. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, I got a 5th wheel I stay in during the seasons. I actually had roots, and I do have roots in Sebring, which is about 2 hours from here. I know Joe's asked about the ranch. That's where I'm kind of my home base, I guess you could say, is I have family in Michigan, and I love going back and seeing them. But in season, I stay in an RV. Just kind of, that's for me, that works. I love it. It's simple. It's easy. I can get up and go postseason and just do whatever I need to do. Wherever I'm training, I can park it and train there. So
we need more clarity here. Okay, so A, where does the RV park? And B, have you hosted like your teammates in the RV? And have you gone on a road trip in it?
I've had players over, hang out for sure. Yes, it's campgrounds or little fit RV parks. Nice spot, and find a little spot and set up there for a few months. I mean, Florida was great because, everyone comes down here in the winter to live. So there's plenty of spots, especially right now.
What's it like in the RV community? Do they know there's a professional athlete?
I love it. No, I usually kind of keep that a little lower. Some people will learn and whatever, and usually everyone's great. I mean, if you think about it, guys that are in our campground, usually they're vacationing. So everyone's happy. Everyone always waves. It's not the typical, like, people living their daily lives. Usually they're on vacation. It is kind of weird getting a new neighbor 3-4 times a week.
Do you think at some point you might actually get a front door and a roof? Or?
Yeah, I might. The girl's kind of trying to get on me to do that. Sick of taking care of the dogs back home by herself. So